over here. There we go. Hello, people. How we doing today? Hopefully, we're having a wonderful night. We are starting a brand new campaign tonight. Of Embers and Shadow, and I'm super excited about it. We got some new players here tonight. We're actually going to give them a little introduction into who they are real quick before we even get into the campaign, if you will. I've got Taryn here tonight. She is a brand new D&D player. We're kind of excited about that. It's always nice to have some fresh eyes on how everything is kind of going because, let's be honest, things can get a little chaotic sometimes. They can get a little chaotic. And then we have Ruben, who is one of the players in my other campaign. If you guys haven't already been watching that one and following along there, he's starting a brand new one here, and he's I hope he's excited too to be in this one as well.
Yeah.
And then we have Ethan, who is would you say a veteran? Would you say a veteran, Ethan, or would you say just you're familiar with?
By any means, no, but I'm familiar with how this works a little.
Seasoned.
Yeah, seasoned. Not the right kind of seasoned, but I'm seasoned.
Taryn, how are you excited about it tonight? Are you excited about this campaign?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, guys, we're really super. I'm super excited about it. I really am. I've been working on this one specifically for quite a while now, and we've built an entire world from scratch. It takes place in a realm called Umberfell, as you can see on the screen there, Umberfell, and it is only humans though. We're not full-fledged D&D. We're not all the races, all the species, all that stuff, and it's going to start out a little bit differently than most campaigns usually start. But that's all right, because at the end of the day, it's all right. You don't need to do everything the same, right? I guess. No, not really. Okay. Let's get into this one. We're gonna be starting here in a second. I'm just trying to make sure all the stuff that we need to have filled out is filled out, and we can rock and or roll. All right, here we go. I hope everything is running smoothly. If it's not, please just give me a heads up. Let me know. Just type something in the chat and be like, hey, something's broken. All right. Okay, let's get underway here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so where am I? Where is my notes? My notes. I need my notes. I'm a bad DM because I don't have notes.
No, you're a good
DM. Bad DM, no notes. All right, here we go. Umberfell, a land of untamed beauty and ancient power. Once flourished beneath the careful hands of its people, towering mountains, their peaks crowned in ice, stood as sentinels over vast emerald forests where rivers wove silver passed through the land, teeming with life. The realm's heartbeat strong, its balance maintained by those who honored the old ways. At opposite ends of this great land, twin cities, Morthar and Eloria, stood as pillars of civilization. Morthar forged in the searing heat of the western dunes, and Eloria cradled within the deep green expanse of the eastern woodlands. I'm messing so much stuff up right now. For centuries they thrived, each a reflection of the other, bound by time, trade, tradition, but a shadow has begun to stir. Beneath the sands of Morthar and the roots of Eloria, something ancient, long buried, shifts once more. Old magic sealed away in forgotten ages, murmurs from the depths, weaving through the land like whispers on the wind. The balance of Umberfell has begun to falter. The winds carry a chill where none should be. The trees groan with secrets too heavy to bear, and rivers, once clear and steady, now ripple with the voices unheard of generations. The two great cities, once allies, now find themselves at the edge of ruin, their people drawn into conflict. Neither fully understands. Whispers of a fallen king rise from the pages of history, a ruler whose ambition led to darkness that nearly consumed the realm. His name long feared and nearly forgotten. You don't have to do that, but
thank you.
long feared and nearly forgotten, now resurfaces in hushed tones. The shadow of his deeds stretch across the land, clawing at the hearts of the living, threatening to twist Umberfell into something unnatural once more. As the earth trembles and the sky darkens, the realm waits. The old songs tell those who can hear the whispers in the wind, of those who understand the language of the shadows, and the stories woven into the bones of the world. It is said that only they, the ones who seek the lost truths, who dare to step beyond the veil of myth and into the heart of the storm, can stand the tide of darkness that rises once more. Umberfell's fate is not yet sealed, but its time is running short. And here we find ourselves in Alderholt. I should change that name. Cold presses in, a biting force against your skin as you stand in the heart of Alderholt. Snow drifts lazily from the darkened sky, dusting the quiet streets in pale shimmer. The wind snakes through a narrow path between timbered houses, slipped through the cracks of shuttered windows and rattling doors on their hinges. The scent of pine and wood smoke lingers, but beneath it, something older clings to the air, something that stirs the marrow in your bones. You do not belong to this town, yet you were drawn here, guided by something uneasy. A pull, deep and insistent, has led you to this place. At the foot of the Arendor Mountains, it has whispered in your dreams, thrummed beneath your skin like the distant echo of a forgotten song. You have followed it through restless nights and endless roads, and now, standing beneath the looming peaks, you feel it more than ever. This is where you are meant to be. Orlina, please describe your character.
Hi, my name's Orlina. I am a human. I am from Red Hollow. I have shoulder length brown hair. Half of it on the left side is braided. Got beautiful brown eyes. And I have a bear scar claw mark on my face. I'm wearing some brown leathers. And that's it, everyone.
Okay, Hathor, please describe your character or introduce.
Hi. My name is Hathor Solsticeborn Quinn. I have got shoulder length blonde hair, cut short, green eyes. I'm wearing pieces of armor, got some van braces and shoulder protection, and I am wearing a green cloak with some worn leather armor underneath.
Zammy, please describe your character.
Hi there, I'm Zammy. I'm very tall, slender, with elbow-long silver hair, one green eye, one blind eye with a protruding scar across my face. I'm wearing a light gray tunic that is about knee-high, very tattered and worn.
Okay. Well, here we go. The mountains rise before you, their jagged silhouettes black against the heavy sky. Ice glistens on the cliffs. Snow-laden paths twist into the unknown, vanishing into shadow and mist. The villagers avoid looking at them for too long, as if afraid of what might gaze back. They move with hushed steps and weary glances, muttering of ill omens and things that watch from the dark. You exhale, breathing curling into the frozen air. Pulse within you quickens. It does not speak in words, but it's something deeper, older, an unshakable knowing. Whatever waits in those mountains, whatever force has called you here, it's close. You can feel it beneath your feet, throoming through the very bones of the land. The wind picks up, carrying the distant creaks of ice and something else, something that does not belong here. And in that moment, you hear the boom, boom, like a heartbeat. The Frostwood Inn doors groan on rusted hinges, and as you guys step inside, seeking warmth, if not welcome, the fire in the hearth crackles weakly, casting long, flickering shadows along the wooden walls. The scent of deep wool and stale ale mingles in the sharp tang of something metallic, blood perhaps, or rust iron left too long in the cold. Your eyes lift as you enter, the quiet murmur of conversation dwindling into a silence. A few figures hunched over their drinks, shoulders stiff, eyes darting toward the door as if expecting something worse to follow in your wake. Behind the bar, the innkeeper, a gruff, burly old man. He looks up, sees you, grabs 3 mugs, but before he can say anything, all you hear is, "Storm's coming." She mutters, more to herself than to you. Her gaze flickers towards the frost-rimmed window where snow swirls thick beyond the glass. And that's when, why do I not have his name? Garrick? Yeah, Garrick turns to you and says, "Pay no mind to her. She's tired. Drink up, warm your bones, but don't let the mountains take hold of your mind," as he passes you all a drink.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He nods and goes back to doing his thing. As you are standing inside the entrance to this inn, as you can see in front of you, you can see a large fire at the very back, a large hearth built into the wall, fireplace. There's a few tables here and there along the way. You see a couple of older people. They look like they're very much hardy and day worn, as if like they've been out in the cold all day long. They're having a couple of chats. They're talking about their day. They're having some drinks. And then on the right-hand side, you can see a few more other people just kind of look like just townsfolk just in there drinking after also having a long day out in the cold. What are you guys going to do?
I'll take a quick seat and warm up here. Pretty cold out there.
I'd like to sit down and ask them about their day here. I would like to see why they're so well weathered.
Which ones?
The 3 men sitting down.
The 3 men?
Yeah.
So as you approach, you notice that they kind of stop talking and they all kind of turn to you as they all put their mugs onto their table, and they just kind of look up. And so you're asking them how their day was? Or
Yeah,
like, what specifically are you asking them?
I'm asking why they keep giving me that eye. Like, why are they putting their drinks down over me coming over? Like, is there a problem, or I'm just coming in to say hi?
Well, one of them speaks up. You're obviously new in town, so we don't get many visitors up here. So yeah, you drew our attention. Why are you over here?
I'm just
talking to
looking
us?
just looking over here to meet new people here. I've never seen you guys in this part of town before, so I'm just trying to see what's going on.
Oh, no one usually comes to Alderhall to visit. They come here for trade, to get timber for building houses and stuff. They don't really come here to chat. It's not really a place for that. The only people who come here to visit are the ones who decide to go up the mountain, and then they're never seen again.
Lucky for you, gentlemen, I'm looking for some people to help me join in search of those mountains. I've heard that there are plenty of things not vast or explored up there, and I'm looking for a few men to actually join me.
Roll me a perception check. Just roll d20.
Okay.
I'm just
All right.
sitting back watching this, drinking my ale, seeing how this
Okay.
is playing out.
As you are asking these three men sitting at the table, this question, you're asking them if they know of anyone who've gone up the mountain, if there's anyone who can help. You hear off in the corner an older gentleman who's sitting by himself scoff. And after he scoffs, he kind of chuckles to himself as he's like leaned over his seat, his mug in both hands, and he's clearly in his late 50s. This is an older gentleman, and he's just just scoffing and laughing to himself. You want to go up the mountains?
Yes, he does. That's why we're here for.
Oh, you don't want to go up the mountains. That would be a very poor decision.
Maybe for a weak peasant like yourself, but I am looking to go there no matter what.
Oh, you don't know what's up those mountains. I do, though. Oh, I do. That's when you hear over everything else is Garrick. Harold, enough. Quit with your stories. What do you know, old man? What do you know? I know what is up those mountains. I know what I saw. Enough, Harold. Enough. All right? You don't need to bother them with your crackpot stories of something that happened to you 30 years ago. You were a drunk then, and you're a drunk now. I may be a drunk, but I know what I saw. That's all you hear. Them as them arguing back and forth.
What did you see there, if it is so worrisome?
Oh, I don't know if you can handle it, but all right. You want a story? I'll give you a story. Long time ago, I was in search of those mountains looking for something. You know, your treasures, your nice ore, anything I can bring back to make myself a quick buck, you know? And well, I was climbing high and deep into them, and all of a sudden, this storm just came out of nowhere. Like, I normally could tell when there's a storm coming, and I didn't catch this one at all. And it caught me off guard, and I was very concerned. And, well, 3 days went by, and I was stuck up there. I surely thought I was going to die. I really did. But, then I did a little praying. I did a little, accepting my fate. But then this thing caught my eye. It was in the mist. It was in the swirling of the snow. These blue eyes glimmered in the swirling snow. It was crazy. It was something. It was otherworldly. I definitely thought I had passed on. I was done. I was going to the good place. And then this towering figure stepped out, and you would never believe, but he offered me his hand, or it. I want to say it was a boy. I don't know. It might have been I don't really know what it was, but I know it offered me its hand, and it said, "Hey," it was like, come this way, and I'll get you out of here. It was a whole thing, but it didn't seem like it wanted to hurt me, but at the same time, I thought it was dead, so I was like, let's follow it. And so I started following after this thing, and it led me down, cleared the snow path and led me down the mountain. It was like 15 feet tall, white fur. It was crazy. Never seen something like it before. But yeah, apparently there's something up on the frost spire, and yeah, that thing got me out of the snow, and I didn't die, so it must have been a good thing. Yeah. as he just sits back. He's like kind of like trembling a little bit as he's like trying to remember this, and he's taking another drink. He takes another swig of his drink.
Sounds like another old wives' tale. Would you be willing to show me exactly where you made this encounter?
Roll insight on it.
Yeah.
If he's telling the truth.
Okay, you can roll insight.
Sorry. Guinness, yeah.
Oh, you very much believe this guy. You very much believe what he's telling you. Like he does not falter in the way he is saying his thing. He's got conviction in his words, even though he's like 3 deep and he's definitely stumbling over a little bit. He's convicted in what he's saying. Like he's very much, it happened.
So it was a really, really hairy figure that helped you out up on that mountain there, sir?
I don't know what I don't know what it was, but it wasn't human. Nope. It was it was 30 years ago, so to be honest, I can't really remember too well. I've tied a few on, but it had to be like 15, 18 feet tall, and the blue eyes, the white fur. Well, they say there's a legend on Frostspire of a yeti. They say, I think it's a yeti is what they call it, and that's where you hear Garrett go, Harold, come on, man, like, don't go shouting your damn wives' tales again and just filling these people with weird senses of things up on the mountain. There's nothing up on the mountain, okay? Enough, Harold, enough. Hey,
It's not weird. It could be up there.
What?
Because you don't see it, you don't believe in it. I believe him.
Oh, Harold, yeah, you know what? I'm not going back up that mountain. Nah, no way. There's nothing in this world you can do to get me to go back up that mountain. Nothing.
Can I convince him to...
Can you convince him to go?
Yeah.
Sure. Try to give me, well, it'd have to be a persuasion, bud. I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
can I persuade him?
You can try. He looks at you and laughs. And he's like, nope.
Can he help us, like, just point us in directions of where to go?
Yeah, just the path. Just come out the inn and go left, and you see the tree line that's up there. There's like a little wiggle way room through, and then that's how you go up the mountain. I wouldn't advise it though. Not right now, anyways. It's getting kind of dark out. I wouldn't go at night.
Not worried about the dark.
You should be.
Oh yeah, you should be worried. You never know what's up there at this time of night. No, it could be odd creatures.
Think I'm worried about this old man's wives' tales?
Oh, buddy, you should be worried. You never know what's going on in this world.
I've seen enough for 2 lifetimes. What I'm scared of is a big fuzzy little creature.
Oh, I bet that fuzzy creature would just fuck you up pretty good, bud.
Someone roll me a perception. Oh, shit. All right. I don't know how to go from here. Oh, here we go. We got another one. There we go. That's much, much better. Hathor, as you are kind of staying back and letting this kind of play out, and you're like you're like looking over the room. You're trying to take everything in. You notice at one point, it looks like a pipe lights up in the corner. Dark corner. You can't really see too well in there. Into the it's low light, but you see the pipe light up, and then you see a mug hit the table as this late 40s man sits forward. Shaggy like salt and pepper hair, black and white. Rough beard, clear scar coming down the left side of his cheek through his beard that you can clearly see like something had definitely taken out of him, and leans forward and goes, he's telling you the truth. You don't want to go up the mountains at night. And I'm not saying this because you need to be brave. And I'm not saying this because we need more heroes in this world. I'm saying this because I did once with 20 men. And I'm the only one that came back down. And these weren't loggers that went with me. We were mercenaries. And we were hunting something, and well, it didn't go well. Not one bit. That furry creature he speaks of, and that was our goal.
What
I
is
lost
your
good
name there,
men.
friend?
As he leans forward, places his arms directly on the table in front of him, has his hand up, takes another puff off his pipe, blows out the smoke, and goes, his story is one of help. Mine not so much. You see, a lot like his, we went up the mountain. We weren't searching for gold or treasure. We were well, I guess you could call it treasure. Nah, never mind. We weren't searching for treasure. We were searching for a pelt. See, we heard these stories of this thing that lived on the mountain, this creature, this yeti, if you will. Some mythical creature, something that nowhere else, it lived nowhere else, only here, only on these mountains. Well, we showed up 10 years ago. Same crackpot herald there told us the story. Same one we'd heard from multiple people throughout all of Umberfell. And we decided to go up this mountain. And we thought maybe at nighttime was better. And like he said, the blizzard, the storm came out of nowhere. We made camp. We were resting for the night. And then it felt like it just got cold. Like, you know, that cold that sneaks into your bones that you just can't shake. It was that. And we knew it was close. And looked at my men, and I just said, let the beast come. We shall take our pelt as a trophy. And it did. It did. Like he said, it stood like 15 feet tall. Ice blue eyes. But this thing, I watched him pick up one of my men and tear him in half. Like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. It went all night. And for some reason, the blizzard kind of moved with it. It shifted with it, like he controlled it somehow. Till in the morning, when that sun came up, and I was the only one left. Like it was leaving me as a warning. Not before doing this, as he strokes his hand down his cheek, and you see that scar that he points out very prominently. Not before leaving this. So now, I live here. This is my home. And I come to tell you this story, to warn you. If you're going up those mountains, first, do it during the day. Second, don't press your luck. Don't do what I did. Don't disrespect the mountains. It'll be the last thing you do. As he leans back in his chair, puts his pipe back in his mouth, and just holds on to the mug that's placed on the table. Garrick in the back. All right, guys, come on. Like, they just came to town. They got drinks. What's with this? One's got one crackpot story about, for the last 30 years, about being saved by the Yeti. And the other one, yeah, I saw you come to town with like 20 men, but so? Maybe they just ran off. I don't know. Anyways, leave them alone. And that's when you hear the lady who's like slumped over the bar just say again, a storm's coming.
What kind of storm is coming there, ma'am? Rain, snow?
Her head just lays right back down on the thing, and she looks like she falls asleep. She is out. What are you guys doing? What are we doing?
I'm gonna go to the guy, and I was just telling the story about him surviving the attack, and ask him if he has any advice, like other than going up in daylight, and if there's any certain equipment we should be bringing to go up the mountain. Hey, sir.
So you're going. Okay, go ahead. Do what you're doing.
Yeah. Hey, sir. Sorry, I didn't catch your name when you were telling us a story about your journey up the mountain with your man. What was your name?
Oh, hi. My name is Scald Ironfang.
Gold.
And
Gold. Nice to meet you. I'm Orlena, or you can call me Lana if you want to. Your story really intrigued me. I just want to know if you have any advice for like going up the mountain, like any equipment or anything else we should be bringing up there.
as he leans back in his chair again, takes another puff of his pipe, and he looks at each one of you and just says two things. Don't. And if you're going to go, respect the mountain. But my question is, if you weren't here for the Yeti, what has brought you here? Why Aldehort? There's no, like they say, no one comes here to visit. They come for the lumber and then they leave. I came for the Yeti. I never left because I'm here as a warning. Why are you here?
I've been having dreams about a mountain area, and I asked my father if he knew any other mountains, and word of mouth, got told to come this way. There was mountains over here, so just
Wait, you
following the destiny in a way.
You're dreaming of the Arendor Mountains?
Yes, I don't know why, but it's been happening for a while. It's all year-ish.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but it's very interesting.
Yeah,
All
I don't
right.
know about the others, but yeah, that's my story there.
That's very interesting. As he looks past Orlena and he looks at the tall figure with the silver hair, and over past him to the smaller a woman with the blonde hair, and just looks at all of them and is like, "What has brought you guys here? There's got to be a reason you're here."
I too believe, although they have been dreams, they've almost become more visions to me. I feel like there is something far greater beyond those mountains than just this small little self-proclaimed yeti that you talk about. I feel like there is a lot more that unwraps once you get to the top of those mountains, and I'd like to personally find out.
The top? You want to hit the peaks, the summits?
Well, yes,
That's like a 4-day journey without any issues, at least. But that's what you feel that you need to do. That's what you feel that you're here for. I'm not one to stop you. I'm going to suggest don't.
well, I'm not. I've came this far. I'm not stopping now, just because of some wives' tales. If I have to find men to come with me or go up myself, it will be done.
And you, little one, the blonde, are you here for the same thing? Dreams, visions. It's all curious.
I too have seen visions almost all my life. There's something in those mountains, and I've come to see them.
Oh, there's
And
something in those mountains, all
I
right.
will not turn back.
All right. Well, if you're determined to go up those mountains, I suggest you start in the morning. You don't go right now. Mainly because, well, you can't see very well in the dark. And I promise you'll fall off a cliff. Like, that'll just happen. So, might be best to start in the morning. Well, but that's just my suggestion if you're going to go. You don't have to listen to it, but I don't know.
Although I think you are a lunatic, I'm going to take you up on that, and I think I will wait for the morning.
Just saying. And in the morning, if you're still so keen on traversing these mountains, you're so keen on getting up to where these peaks, these summits are there, maybe I'll help you get the first leg done. Maybe I'll show you how I went, which path I took.
Just give me a starting route, and I can figure it out for myself. But any help would be appreciated.
All right. Well, okay. Well, all right. Maybe I'll see you in the morning. Maybe I won't. As he leans back in his chair again, takes another puff of his pipe. After that, taking a drink. Garrett swoops up. Okay, so is it 3 rooms then? Yeah, 3 rooms?
Yeah. 3 rooms it is.
All right, well, that'll be I better collect now. That'll be like 5 silver each. All right, because if you're going up the mountains, don't really expect you to come back and pay your tab. So,
any way of swindling him to, if I find something on the mountain, I'll split it with him? Instead of paying
you know what? You can roll a what would that be called? Would that be persuasion?
With that, persuade him to, if I find anything on the mountain that is of value, I'll split 50-50.
You'll split 50-50 with this guy? You want to persuade him?
Hey, you're giving me the warning of what's to come ahead. If you can give me all the best advice you can and give me a free spot to stay for the night to get myself ready, I'm more than happy to give you anything. I'm not materialistic.
All right. Give me a roll then. Let's go. Let's see what you got.
Just perception one?
It's just a 20 right now. Like, all your rolls are just a D20, okay. So. Well, first of all, I don't think you're gonna find anything up that mountain. But How about this? How about this? You can pay when you come back down. That's
Sounds good to me.
And we'll keep we'll keep this deal. If you find something, I get half, but you also still pay for your room.
Sounds good.
All right. So, but you and you, as it looks at the
five silver.
5 silver.
Okay, here, look. Tick. There you go. There you go.
As you clink the 5 silver down on the ground, he just like reaches over, pulls it over, and just like rattles it as if like he was rattling poker chips. Standing there, he's like, "Oh, we get a couple of you every year. They just want to go up the mountain, and they're never seen from again." All right. Well, enjoy your night. Hopefully it's a good one. There'll be breakfast in the morning if you want to have something to eat. Yeah, safe travels, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Garrick just goes back to doing his thing that he's doing, rubbing, cleaning out the mugs, search around. He lifts the old lady, the lady's head that's on the thing, and wipes underneath it, and then puts her head back down as he clearly wipes up some dribble of spit on the edge of the tavern, the bar. It just goes back to this thing. Scald simply leans back and just kind of like closes his eyes. He's just sitting there now. He's not doing anything else. And you have Harold on the other side who is talking about he's literally murmuring to himself now about literally everything he just told you. You get the feeling from this guy that he just is on repeat, a broken record about what happened to him up that mountain. But it's the same thing every time. So you feel like he's like told the story a lot. What are you guys doing? You guys gonna have a couple more drinks? You're gonna turn in for the night?
I'm turning in for the night. I have a big day ahead of me.
All right. Big day ahead of you.
Yeah, I'll do the
Big day
same.
ahead of
One ale is good enough for me.
As you guys are fixing to get ready for bed and you're just like calming down, you can hear the winds outside in this town just whipping by. You can hear some of the snowbirds, the familiar chirps of the ashwing just calling round and abouts up in the trees. You all would know the ashwing as it's just a common bird that's known throughout all of Emberfell. Its feathers are dipped in red and orange, resemble smoldering embers. You know it's a highly intelligent bird. And you can kind of tell that they're like talking to one another out there. You can hear the cracking of the trees swaying back and forth. You can hear the wood just not breaking, but like when you crack your knuckles, you can hear that just like happening just on the outside of the inn. Down below, you can still hear people chatting and taking drinks, but you start to feel it again. You feel this pull, this heartbeat that it's not in your chest, but it's around you. It's surrounding you completely. And it's just boom, 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 boom. Just dull fade, but it's just there, like a nagging thought that won't go away, like as if you turned a corner and you forgot why you were there. Just non-stop. But it's stronger now. It's the strongest it's ever been. Now that you're here. Now that you're at the base of the Arendor Mountains. The night goes on. Everything quiets down downstairs. You are laying down in these what feel like incredibly comfortable beds. Probably the most comfortable you've ever been in. Like these aren't normal. You don't really get across these. That they feel like they would be as if you were in a high class establishment. Like they're just goose down. Your head falls into the pillow. It wraps around you like an embrace, like a hug, and you drift off to sleep. And in this sleep, all three of you, you start to dream. You start to envision these high towers. They feel like they're built just out of the mountainside. You envision these stone walls that break out from those towers and surround this massive courtyard. At the end of the courtyard, you see this 20-foot tall, easily iron doors that look like they lead into the mountain, if you will. Right before those doors, right before the walls are built, the wooden gate doors on the outside that lead into this courtyard, that lead into this keep, this silhouette of a massive mountain fortress. You see these two wooden doors. On each one, there is a sigil of a dragon. You've never seen this before. This is something that's never popped up in your dreams. You've never seen this sigil before. But now that you're closer and this heartbeat is pounding through your chest and pounding around your head and pounding through your ears, you're starting to pick up more things that are making it envision. The thing is, you don't know what a dragon truly looks like, because as of right now, you didn't know they existed. This massive beast, winged creature. And right below it, at the very bottom, just in shadow, you just can't make it out just enough. And you're stretching for it. You can see this image, but you can't really truly grasp what it is. And then you guys drift off into sleep, and the vision just feels like it's pulled away from you. And just as suddenly as you drifted off and the vision was pulled, you wake, and it's morning. You can hear the ash wings out in the trees just chirping. You can hear the town like coming to life. You hear the chopping of wood. You hear the big fire in the center of town being lit ablaze and lighting up and crackling. You can hear the talking of townsfolk walking through the streets. You can hear the clanging of iron from the forge just across the open walkway from the Frostwood Inn. You can kind of feel like you could live here and this would be okay. But that thing in your chest is calling to you and you don't know. So you all wake and you start your day. What are you doing?
Get some gear, get those morning stretches in, and start making my way downstairs. Oh, way better than those wood beds I've been sleeping on for the past 30 years. That's probably the best sleep I've had. Time to go down and start the day and see what path leads me up to these mountains.
Downstairs. Sorry, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I just get dressed and head down and look for Scald.
All right. As you guys get downstairs, you do see the inn common area, where the drinks were being had and everyone was having themselves a good time, has been shifted around a little bit. It does look a little bit different now. You can see off onto the left-hand side there's a table, and it's full of baked goods, some hard-boiled eggs, breads, some meats, and everything that. You can see Garrick behind the bar again, just chilling, relaxing, cleaning out some more cups. This guy likes to clean his cups. And you can see Scald sitting at one of the tables from last night. Big plate of food in front of him. Just eating everything he possibly can because he knows he's about to go somewhere. He kind of doesn't want to go, but he's willing to help you guys get there. And you can tell this guy's eating at a pace that it kind of feels like he's doing it as his last meal. As you guys get all downstairs and collected, Scald sees you and goes, so, you stayed. Interesting.
Yep, top of the morning today. We stayed.
Of course I stayed. I wouldn't come here for no reason.
Well, it's going to be a fun one. So, when do you want to go?
As soon as you're ready, my man.
Are you sure you don't want to eat something first? I'd want to eat something first.
Can I not take some of this food with me in a sack? Do I need to eat right now?
What's the harm? What's the harm in just sitting down for 5 minutes and having some food? It's not going to hurt you.
Are you scared already? I thought you
Oh,
played
no.
here
Have a
before.
good point.
No, I know what's up those mountains. I'm just saying, there's no harm in sitting down for 5 minutes and
All right,
eating
fine.
some
If
food.
you insist, I'll have a quick 5-minute meal, but I don't intend to stay in this dingy little place for too much longer.
Dungy little place.
It's a lovely
I would
place.
let you know that this town has supplied most of the timber for most of southern Umberfell. It's a good town. Not dingy. Just look out there. As he turns and moves some of the shades that are covering one of the windows. As you look out, you can see this massive fire in the middle of town, just ranging at least 12, 13 feet tall. Big boulders all around it. And you can see people walking all around it, kind of like moving some logs around and lifting things up. You can see people like commanding their horses to pull more wagons and shifting more timber and everything that around the town. And in the far parts, the thing you didn't see when you were coming into town because it was quite late, this massive tree that stands at the center of all of Alderholt.
Does this tree have a purpose?
Yeah, they call it the timber tree.
All right.
It's the one that all the locals here, and well, myself now, we all we don't really pray to it, but we thank it for giving us plentiful timber to be able to make a livelihood. Yeah. So,
Why don't you pray to that tree of yours and hopefully we get up there safely today?
well, like I said, we don't pray to it. We just thank it for allowing us to be able to make a livelihood out of the surrounding area. That's all. We don't pray to it. It's not like one of the gods like Solver or Nora. Like that would be weird. Like why? Anyways. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. You're gonna want to make sure you have some rope because you're gonna need that. You're gonna have some pittons. You're gonna need that, and make sure you're wearing something warm, like quite warm, because you're gonna need that. As you see, like behind him, he's got this like rucksack, and he has all that equipment attached to his rucksack. But then he has this like massive, heavy cloak, like that's built into like a jacket in a way that is also slung over that same chair. And he just looks at you guys and he says, "You're definitely gonna need something warm. I wouldn't go up those mountains without it."
Is there any
Anyways.
store close by that we can get warm clothing?
There's no shop. Like you can go to the Mountains Anvil. It's the forge. but he doesn't really deal with clothing. He mostly fixes our tools, and he actually, you know what? You probably should go check out Edric. Edric, oh man, you haven't heard of it? Oh, do you know who Edric Vane is? He deals with ember glass. You know what ember glass is, right? That crazy glass that comes out of Morthar, out of the sands, the dune glass. That stuff's like, if it's forged correctly, can like be stronger than metal. He works with that stuff. Super rare, but he does work with it. But he doesn't really do clothes. Doesn't have any armors or anything like that. As he looks all of you over. Like, well, you got cloaks at least. Well, probably do. Not like I'm expecting y'all to come down anyways.
Never
As he-
noticed.
As he shoves the last like hard-boiled egg in his mouth, he's chomping down on it, just on the side of his cheek. He stands up, throws his cloak on, throws his jacket on, grabs his rook back, puts it on his back, and goes, "Well, I guess we're going anyways. This is gonna be fun." He like starts
like
to head
it's
for
gonna
the
be
door.
fun.
And he's not really waiting for you guys. He's just like going to the door. And he goes out the door, and he goes standing out, and you can see him in front of you. You can see him. He's greeting some of the townsfolk. He's saying hi and that. He's shaking their hands, and they're all looking at him. He's telling them exactly what he's about to do, and they're all kind of giving him this like, really? That's what, like, really? Like, they're giving this questioning look that he's about to head up into the mountains. And then he points back at you three. He's like, and you can see all the townsfolk kind of looking at you as well, very interested on what is about to happen. And then he starts heading north to the tree line that has a very noticeable split in it, but it also looks like it goes right into the woods. Like, there's no path. There's no commonly worn path. It's not a place that people go very often. What are you doing?
I'm grabbing my stuff and start catching up to him.
All right.
Yep. Wait up for us, please. I'm just getting my stuff ready. No need to rush up now. You were in no rush last night.
He looks back and he's like, "You didn't want to have breakfast. You were in the rush. Let's go."
He does have a fair point.
As he starts crushing through the snow, you can hear this snow isn't fresh. It's like been there for a couple days. You know that snow when you step into has that noticeable crunch. It's like that, and it's deep too. It's a solid halfway up your calf. He starts pushing through this, what looks like a path, and it looks like the trees have grown out of the way to allow it to form. A few branches here and there that he pushes out of the way, and he snaps one or two off. As you guys get about 20 minutes up this path, it opens up into a very large clearing. Ahead of that clearing, at the very end, definitely looks like what you would call somewhat makeshift stairs, or like a path going up, starting to head up these mountains. And they do not look incredibly maintained or worn down. They definitely look like they're covered in ice, covered in a thick layer of snow, and something that you'd really want to make sure you're watching your step with, because it's not very wide. It's wide enough to accept people walking in single file. And as it goes
Edric,
up,
why don't you lead the way?
who?
Edric, why don't you lead the way? I'm not going first here.
Skald looks at you and goes,
Sorry, yeah.
"No, I'm Skald. The hell? Oh, you're already losing your mind, obviously." Skald just pushes forward, and he starts heading up this path. On the left hand side, you can see it's kind of like a stone face wall. But as you start going up, you can very clearly see that on the right hand side, it's just a straight drop off. There's no guard. There's nothing protecting you from falling off this cliff whatsoever. As you guys are slowly making your way up this cliff, I would like you all to give me a dexterity check, please. Just roll a d20 for me.
Oh, no.
I didn't see what I got.
You rolled 11? Okay, 11, 10, 4. All right. As what's the marching order? What order are we in right now? Scald's at the front. Who's after Scald?
I'll go after Scald.
You guys can lead the way. I'm not taking any risks here.
So Orlina, and then Hathor, and then Zami. Okay. As you guys are heading up this cliff, you see Scald stepping, and as he's stepping, he's pretty sure-footed at the very beginning of how he's stepping and where he's placing his feet and his track that he's taking. He gets about halfway up this one cliff wall, and as he steps forward again, he misjudges exactly where that next footfall is supposed to be. And as he does, he slips as his right foot slips out from underneath him and goes off the edge. And he starts to fall. But before he fully falls, he's able to reach up and grab on with one of his hands. In this moment, Orlina is about 5 feet behind him. She notices this. But as she's noticing this, as she's knowing Scald slip and grip onto the mountain, and they're about 65 feet up.
Oh, I didn't dexterity check here. My bad.
Oh, I thought you did. 12? Okay,
No, my
still.
bad. My bad.
I thought you did up to the top of the 11, but it still doesn't make a difference. It's still around this, what it would be anyways. As Orlina sees Scald slip and fall and grab onto the side of the mountain, she notices behind her, Hathor has also misplaced her foot and has started to slip as well. Zami, coming up the rear, and there's about a 5-foot distance between each of you, has been pretty sure-footed himself as well. Now we have Hathor falling, like slipping, and her feet coming out from underneath her and slipping to the edge of the mountain, and we have Scald. What are you guys doing at this moment? What are you doing?
You said Sammy was 5 feet behind
Zami's 5 feet
Hathor?
behind Hathor, and you're 5 feet behind Scald, but you're 5 feet ahead of Hathor. And both Scald is already slipped and gripped onto the edge of the rock. He's already off the side of the cliff and holding onto the rock with one hand. Hathor has slipped, but she is falling.
Okay.
What's going through your mind, Hathor?
I'm just thinking right now, I'd yell at Sammy, help Hathor, I'll go help out Scald.
Come on, guys. What are you thinking? What's going on?
Someone needs to help him before he falls.
Yeah,
Like
I was
now.
thinking.
What's the play here?
Sammy-
So right now you have Scald holding onto the side of the mountain by one hand. You have Hathor slipping and like getting ready to fall. Like she is going over the edge as well.
I'm
I'll
ignoring
go help
Scald, and I'm going for Hathor.
Okay. Roll me a.
I'll go for Scald.
So what's going through your mind, Hathor?
Yeah, I'm freaking out. I'm looking ahead and seeing Scald and thinking, oh my gosh, we're both gonna go over. And I'm trying to turn on the slippery rock and grab anything to hold on to, and
Are you
hoping
are you
that I
yelling out? Are
make
you
it.
screaming out?
Yeah, yelling help.
Okay,
Can
so
I throw my rope for them to grab?
well, right now she hasn't fallen off yet.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, we're at the precipice right now where she is falling. You have the option to do something at this moment. What would you like to try and do?
I'd like to try to jump and grab her, like
Okay.
arm.
Give
Yeah.
me a strength check then. Realistically. Yeah. It might also be, it could also, straight athletics, or it doesn't really matter because it's all just straight D20 anyways. All right, so you rolled a 10. Okay. And what are you doing, Orlina? What are you doing? Are you helping Hawthorne or are you helping Scald?
I'm gonna go help Scald out.
All right, give me the same things. Roll D20 and let's see what happens.
Jeez.
All right. Hawthorne, as you feel the snow give way under your foot and you start to lean to the right, and as you lean to the right, you notice you already know what's happening. You're falling. You're heading over the edge. As you call out for help, you see Zammy leap forward, and as you are falling and heading over the edge, he managed to get to you in time and catch your hand. But he is now landing and laying on his stomach, but he caught your hand, but you fell and you slammed into the side of the mountain. You're going to take 2 points. So in your book, write HP, all of you write HP. You have 15 HP to start with right now.
Okay.
And you took 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So you're going to minus 2 of that from your health, Hawthorne. Okay? Because what essentially happened is Zammy got to you in time to catch your hand, but you still slipped off and slammed into the side of the mountain.
Hawthorne, you need to be more careful
Okay.
out here.
Sorry.
Are you going to pull her up?
Yeah, I'm pulling her up.
Okay, give me an athletics check again. Oh shit. All right, there we go. First nat 20 of the campaign, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, you managed to pull her up with ease. With ease, you manage to get up, you find your footing, you are able to grab onto a protruding rock from the left-hand side of that mountain, and you're able to hook into it, and you were able to pull her up and get her right back on to the path. But as Orlina jumps forward to snatch Scald's hand, she's a second too late. And as you land and your hand lands right where Scald's was placed, it slips. And all you hear is, I knew it! As he hits the ground from about 65
there goes
feet
our
up.
guide.
No.
Great. There's our guide.
As now, as you guys are looking around, you see the path ahead of you. It's not
At least
clear.
I didn't own 5 silver anymore.
That's Garrick. You still owe Garrick 5 silver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, maybe I should have eaten breakfast today.
Maybe. As you can see the path ahead of you guys, you can see up the mountain. It's pretty clear. It's not crystal. You can kind of see what's going on, but not a lot. You can see the pines surrounding the area, the tips of them as you are getting taller and taller up into this mountain range. You manage to get to a plateau that's about 100 feet in the air now. The rest of your travel up this cliff face is smooth enough as you've taken the moment and the time to make sure you place your feet in the proper spaces after what just happened. You hit this plateau and you're looking around, but as you clear this level, this precipice, you feel like a cold starting to settle in, starting to chill. Something that's seeping into your bones, something that is holding on to you that you can't quite explain. It's not like rain. It's not like you're frozen, but it's biting at you. And that's when you start to notice what seems like a storm is heading in. You've been traveling for a solid few hours trying to get up to where you are now. It's early afternoon, and these clouds, these mist-filled clouds have started to blot out parts of the sun already, as if the wind is starting to pick up. It feels like snow is starting to whip around you guys like it's chaos, but controlled chaos. And at not the end, but like the bending corner of this plateau that you're on right now, you see what looks like a cave entrance. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see a cave entrance. And the winds are starting to pick up quite a bit right now. They're
Maybe
pulling
we
at
should
your
all
cloaks
sit
hard.
to that cave to maybe set up base camp and outlook this storm coming in.
That sounds like a good idea. We should quickly investigate, make sure there's nothing in there first.
Yeah, make sure it's safe first, but I think this is a smart time to set up base. We don't want to be caught in that storm and have that little Yeti creature like we've been told ever so often about to show up.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Well,
Who's going to investigate it?
I'll
Realistically,
investigate.
Ruben,
I'll
you would
take the-
have advantage on this.
All right.
Yeah. Your character has the ability, has that built into her. She has studied the land, studied tracks, studied all that kind of stuff. So you would have the ability to check this out.
So just advance roll to 2, then roll it?
So yeah, advance roll, add 2, and then roll 2d20. You'll roll them both at the same time. Ooh, a 19. Let's go. A 19. So it's going to add the numbers together. You just take whatever one is higher or whatever one is lower whenever we do this. Okay, 19. You get to the opening of this cave. Even though the snow is whipping around you, the winds are whipping around you and howling and all stuff, and it's getting louder and louder as you are there. You definitely are able to look inside and inspect what's going on inside this cave. And you're able to pick up that it's empty as far as you can tell.
Okay, I'll look back. Coast is clear in here.
All right, let's get in there before this storm gets any worse.
Okay, as you guys get inside and you set up what little you have to protect yourselves from the whipping winds. There's an echo you hear coming through, and it sounds like footsteps. It sounds like something large is stepping through the storm.
Does everybody else hear that?
Yeah, everyone hears it.
Oh yeah.
All of you do. Stepping through the storm. It doesn't sound like it's approaching you, but it sounds like there's something out there walking about. An hour or
I think
so
we got
goes
this
by.
cave far.
Are you guys doing anything? You starting any fires? You doing anything like that? You
Yeah, start a fire and like
start a fire? Okay,
How-
you start a fire. You guys are sitting around this fire and you're just kind of huddling in this small little alcove. Like it's not really like a huge cave. It's probably a solid 20 feet deep into the side of the mountain, with like walls on either side that kind of protect you from the winds. About an hour or so goes by, and the winds, as quickly as they picked up, they died down. The sounds that you heard dissipate. The howling, the chill that was in the air has kind of dropped, if you will. There's no thought to something being out there anymore because it feels like it's clear skies again. It's very weird how this all just came about and then dissipated just as quickly.
Is it like afternoon right now, like evening? Like we've been traveling, you said
it's-
4 or 5 hours?
Yes, it's now later afternoon.
Oh,
Like you're probably
I s-
sitting around like 2
Okay.
o'clock ish, 2:30
Elena
right now.
Hathor, I'd suggest us maybe staying here for the rest of the night. It's going to get dark soon, and we don't know if we're going to be able to find another safe keep on our journey up. I suggest we maybe get a good night rest in this, keep the fire warm, and maybe head up in the morning again and continue our journey up.
Make a decent leg. We still got a couple hours left of daylight.
yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. We still got some daylight left.
All right.
Yeah.
If you guys are willing, let's do it.
We didn't come this far to get this far.
That is true.
Nope.
As you guys step out into the now clear sky, the now somewhat ominous, strange feeling that it should not be this at this moment. You notice on your left-hand side that there is a path that's leading up into what looks to be the crevice of two mountains going either way. That looks like a little path that crawls through, but it goes up. It definitely ascends this mountain range. As you notice this, you also notice on the right-hand side, before you left, that same cliff wall that came up and got you to this plateau has another cliff that kind of looks like it descends a little bit and then opens up into a small valley down below, but you can't really see past that very much at all.
You said it descends?
So the one on the left looks like it ascends the mountain, going up higher, but it's like two like mountains with like a canyon in between it, but a small canyon, like a small little like clear like walk like path that walks up through them. And on the right hand side, as you look out and you're able to see outside of this what's it called? Cave right now that you're in, you notice that the same plateau that you're on has a point of it where it descends down into a small valley, but you can't see much past that specific valley.
So looks like we gotta make a choice here. To go left, go high, or go low? To the right.
How big is the drop on the descend? Is it like
It's
enough we can
probably a
go
solid
down?
40 feet down.
Is our rope long enough to, like, if I tied it, could we ascend down with the rope that we got given to go on our journey?
Yes, each one of your pieces of rope are 50 feet long.
Okay, I would suggest if you guys are down to maybe ascend down with our rope, one at a time.
Okay.
Well, you guys got to make this decision together, right? So, what do you want to do?
Yeah. I think we'll go down. It's colder up top.
Yeah. And now, like, would I lose one rope and they keep, like, will I lose my rope doing this and then they'll have their two ropes? Like,
Essentially, you're tying it at the top
yeah.
onto a rock. So if you go down and there's no one up there to release the rope, you will no longer have that rope, but you would be able to climb back up that rope.
Okay, sweet. I will use my rope if you guys would like to go down.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
As you find yourself a jagged piece of rock that's sticking out of the side that's long enough, that's sturdy enough to hold onto this rope. You tie a knot around it. And Zammy, as you decide to turn over and grip onto the rope and get ready to drop down, you all feel this boom, boom. And as you feel it, you notice that passageway going up feels like it's calling to you. But
Did you all feel that?
Yeah, I did. But is that a good feeling or a bad feeling? Although it's calling to me, I don't know if that's a good thing that it's calling to me right now.
Rubbing my stomach. It feels like a good feeling.
Yeah.
Just some jellies.
I'll trust your instincts. We can follow that feeling if you'd like.
How about you,
I can
Hawthorne?
untie this, or I can tie up off this rope if you guys want. Hawthorne, what are you saying?
We go up.
Go up it is. I'll untie this rope from the rock then.
all right. Realizing that the pull is not leading you down but up, you decide to go and start crawling through this, more like a mountain pass, if you will. It does feel like it's closing in at moments when you're heading up it. Feels like it's getting a little thin. But as you push further and further, you do manage to get through this one spot where it feels like it's at its thinnest, at its smallest. And as you break free, you notice there's another plateau ahead of you. Big open area. As you crawl into this open area, one of the things you start to notice is there's little snow-covered bumps, like dotted all around, as if like the snow had covered something, like long ago. It's been there for a while.
Investigate it?
Pardon?
Can I investigate that? See
Yeah,
what it
you
is?
sure? You can investigate. You can walk up to one of them. As you walk up to one of these snow bumps, that they're definitely 2-3 feet taller than the rest of the ground around them. You start to pat and brush away all of this this snow, and it's not just a little bit; it's piles. You're moving 1.5 feet, 2 feet of snow easily off of this snow pile, if you will. And as you get down lower and lower, you start to feel at certain points like frozen cloth. You start to feel as if there's like a bracer in there, like a pole or something. And as you clear more, you start to realize that this was a tent. That like it looks like someone had camped here. And it starts to dawn on you that this might have been where something something major happened. Like this, there's multiple of these piles. There's a solid 10 or 12 of these piles all over this area, all of this little secluded area right now. What are you doing? What do you say?
Oh, well, it looks like we might have came across a little campsite here. In this little pile, it's like a tent. And it's like
Really?
leftovers and cloth.
You think this is the campsite that man was talking about that he lost all those 20 men to?
It might have been. I don't know if you all want to keep investigating these little bumps of snow here, see what we can find.
Yeah, let's keep looking. I'll roll here to inspect another one.
Okay. As you guys start to clear away multiple areas of this snow off of most of these bumps, you start to realize, yeah, these were tents. They were erected, but they've been like the weight of the snow falling over the last few years has like crushed them into the ground. Their supporting beams have snapped. The ropes are still that draw it out and make it taut are still pinned into the ground. You can kind of see frozen up bedrolls that are kind of like underneath some of the parts of the tent where you can kind of see in a little bit on these tents. You can see bits and pieces all over around where you've dug up these tents. You see like little travel packs that are like frozen in the ground. Like you're not pulling it free without breaking it. And you're getting more of an idea of that this might have been what Skuld was talking about. This might have been his campground when he was attacked.
Look like all those wives' tales weren't wives' tales after all.
Indeed. He wasn't insane.
As you guys are spending your time digging up these tents, which probably took you a solid hour to do, you start to feel that wind pick up again. And as it starts to howl just a little bit more and pierce a little bit harder into your ears, and the snow starts to pull pretty aggressively, and it feels like it's not pulled in any specific direction, but at the same time it's swirling around you. You feel like the cold that was in this area just moments ago has dropped significantly. Your bones are shaking in your skin. The chill is just unbearable. And then you hear it over the wind, over the howling, over the piercing sounds. Why have you come? It's a question. Question that beckons an answer.
Did you all hear that?
Yes, I did. Should we answer to it?
Destiny sent us. That was a good answer.
For the keep.
Yes, for the keep.
You know? How do you know?
You're having visions and dreams about this. I know there's something beyond this wall or this mountain.
So at this moment, you hear footsteps. And they do not sound soft in any way. They sound echoing. They sound full, heavy. Not as if the snow is crushing below its footsteps, but as if like the mountain is shaking to its call. And then you see it ahead of you. These piercing blue eyes through the storm, through the blizzard. You could see it as if it like shifts with the wind.
I think we might be in trouble here. There,
You say. Visions, you say. How very interesting. As the footsteps get louder, and then all of a sudden, as if the wind was commanded, as if the blizzard was told to still. As quickly as it's picked up, it just vanishes. And standing at the end of this opening, you see this, what has to be 15 plus feet tall. This piercing white fur. These blue eyes that are all encompassing and just haunting at the same time. These big mammoth paws. These hands that are just, looks like they could hold a tree trunk as a walking stick. These small horns that splinter out from the top of its head, going down, shimmering down its back into a tail that just sways as it sweeps the snow from side to side. And then you hear it again, but you don't see its lips move. The keep beckons, you say. As it takes another step forward, but you don't hear anything. And it takes another step forward, and again, you don't hear anything. As if its footprints have been silenced by some deep yearning, some deep call in this mountain. As it closes in on you and it steps towards you, show me. As he gets up close, and he's now stopped about 10 feet away from you, and he holds out his hand as if to gesture for you to take it.
I'd like to take it.
You walk up and you touch his hand.
Yeah.
As you step forward and you grab onto this massive beast's hand, like your hand grabs like a finger as if it's like a sword. You feel this just all of a sudden overtaking feeling that just pulls you deep in. Your eyes shut, visions fill your mind. And then the Yeti starts to read you. He starts to see your life that you lived. Just short 20 years you've been on this realm. The short time you've experienced all the pain, the heartache, the struggles you faced as a youth, the no true love sent your way, the beckoning feelings that have drawn you to this mountain. And then you hear in your mind, oh, Oh, interesting. You two don't see its mouth move at all. This thing has very clearly been speaking to you through your mind.
This trippy.
So you are it. You are the call. Interesting. As he pulls his hand away, you snap back out of it. Your eyes come back. They open back up. You just feel this absolute drained embodiment of just heavy feeling that drops you to your knees, as if something had just invaded your entire presence and
Oh my God, what just happened
deep
there?
into your soul. And then he drops his other hand and he looks at you two, Hawthor and Orlina. And he just looks, show me.
Okay. Reach out.
And as you grab on to his hand, his finger, that's pretty much all you can grab, you get pulled out into a vision of, it's early afternoon and you're out with your father. You feel like you know exactly where you are. You feel like you know what is about to happen, but you can't stop it. All you can do is watch what is going on. You see your father doing his rounds, checking his traps. You see you paying attention to what he's doing. You see the cascading energy around learning how to hunt, how to survive, how to nourish your body with the world around you. And then suddenly, just as sudden as it happened before, you see yourself turn and you see a bear's paw strike you. You see your father jump to your aid. And then you hear, I see. As he pulls away and you're snapped out of it instantly. Your eyes come to. Just as Zammy did, you drop to a knee as if the world had just put a weight on your soul. And then he looks at you, Hawthor, holds out a hand and goes, let me see.
Do them.
You take his hand?
Yeah.
Okay. As you grip on the same thing that happened to the other two, you get pulled from your body, your eyes closed, you're into this vision, and you're standing watch. You're not intermingling with too many other people. It's late at night. It's late afternoon, late evening, and all you start to hear screams as something has invaded your small town. Dunewood is under attack, and as you're running through, you catch a black wolf hovering over your mother. You spring to action. You do your thing. You strike at it. You chase it away, but it is moments too late. Your last surviving family member has left this earth. And as you're witnessing this all over again, as you're seeing your own self follow through these motions, as you've watched this happen before, as if you're watching a replay of the crucial things that have happened in your life to form you as the person you are now, all you hear is, I see, as he pulls his hand away, and you're snapped back out of it, drop to your knee as well. And the Yeti stands there in front of all three of you. looks at you and just simply goes, "Your first trial is complete. Head up the mountain to see if you're worthy." As he takes a step back, and just as fast as that storm had picked up and dropped before, it swirls again. The wind starts coursing through, whipping as if like to kiss your cheeks with the blades of snowflakes. Then suddenly it drops again and the Yeti is gone. But at the far end, you could see another mountain cavern, another trail that goes up deeper into the mountains ahead of you. But as you can also see, the sun is starting to set. And it is going to be dark soon. What are you doing?
Maybe we should find a place and start hunkering down for the night. I don't think we should go much further after that one. I'm quite drained after that experience.
Yeah, me too. Can I investigate to see if there's any caves around?
Any caves? Sure,
Yeah.
go ahead. You can, yep. There are no caves, per se. But you do notice that in this opening, there are areas that have pretty thick trees that you guys would be able to set something up that would be able to block the chill from the night. You'd be able to set a fire and all that stuff where you are right now.
I see there's trees over there. We could probably bunker over there for the night.
That sounds like a perfect idea there, Orlina.
Gosh, that was a trippy, weird feeling what happened. Holy crap.
Yeah, I've never felt something like that in my entire life. Quite odd how that thing knew everything about me, or seemed to at least know my past.
You too?
Yeah,
That, the same thing happened to me. Who be you out for?
Same thing. It was
Yeah.
very odd.
It is very odd. What's going on here?
I don't know, but I feel like there's more to tell than whatever this Yeti thing has shown us. There has to be something more for us up here.
Must be, he did say the first trial was complete. I wonder what he means.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that second trial is going to be after that being the first. I'm already spooked enough as is.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm like, so, like, what I seen was just my tragedy of this bear attack. It was like, watching it the way I did, it just like so scares me in a way. I'm done.
Watch it happen all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a constant reminder of my loneliness. That's all it showed me.
As you guys make your way over to this little alcove into the trees, you manage to set up some things, some like tarps and such to block off the wind from coming in from the other sides. You manage to clear out some of the snow area to be able to set up some beds and all stuff to lay down in. You manage to start a fire, and unlike the previous night down in Alderholt, unlike the couple of intense times that you've had to deal with up here with the heavy winds, tonight is rather still. You could see clearly into the sky. You can see the stars. You can see the moon. It's rather peaceful, and for lack of a better way to say it, it's warm in a way. It's as if like you've been given a break for this moment. The mountains aren't going to test you at this very time. You've been given the ability to rest. Are you guys doing anything else around the fire? Are you talking more? Are you hanging out? What's up?
It is odd after our journey up this mountain is nice weather, fucking windy. Now it's peaceful.
Yeah, it seems like the mountains here have a mind of their own. It's almost like they change on anytime they want. It's like something's controlling it almost, it seems.
Yeah. It was nice to see the stars, though. I always enjoy looking at the stars.
Am I able to, before we like fall asleep, like go like check those tents and stuff to see if anything was left over?
You can try if you'd like to try to do that. You can definitely roll if you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for that. I think we should go check. I think I'm gonna go check something quickly in here and make sure we didn't miss anything behind that could have been left.
As you're digging around and trying to locate anything that might assist you in your ascent up this mountain, you fall short. You don't find what you're looking for, unfortunately. Everything you go to grab onto, everything you go to try to pull out of the snow, very much feels like it's been there for years. So it's all frozen together. It's compact, pretty strong. And unfortunately, you're not able to really free anything without ripping it or breaking it.
Well, no luck. Everything that I was able to find was weathered by the storm. Nothing was salvageable.
Yeah. So, as the night goes on, and you guys all just rest, and you're looking up at the stars, and you're trying to get some sleep because the stories you guys heard and you didn't expect to be true were not stories at all. They were indeed things that have happened. The Yeti you've met definitely feels like it was a majestic being, like something that could bury into your soul, bury into your mind, and pick you apart with very little effort. But you do all drift off to sleep. And unlike the night prior, you don't dream. You don't envision the keep. You don't see its stone walls. You don't see its massive silhouette towers built into the mountainsides. And this is strange to all three of you because as long as you could remember, these dreams have come almost every night. So not having them is unique, if you will. But the morning comes, and it's peaceful. The sun rises. It feels like a warm kiss on the cheek. It's inviting. And you get this sense that this day's not going to be as hard of a travel, as rough as a travel as your previous one. You feel like you're going to be more hopeful today. Overall, you get this warm sense of feeling like you're going to expand further and really find out why you're on this mountain. What are you doing?
Oh, I know it's a wild shop. I was going to say, can I like look around, try to see if there's anything can find to like hunt and make breakfast real quick before we continue on?
Yeah, there's as you're looking around with your efficient skills with hunting, you're able to notice some rabbits. You notice some some smaller animals. You do catch out of the corner of your eye, though, a burrow beast. It's one of the small mammals in Umberfell. It's about the same size as a rabbit. It's got sharp digging claws up front and a ridge of small retractable spines along its back. Looks similar to, I guess what you could say, a mix of a meerkat and a porcupine, if you will.
Okay.
You all know this animal. You know this is a very common animal throughout all of Umberfell. You find it in the hills. You can find it in the sands, in the dunes, in the forests. It's kind of everywhere. You know that they're good eats if you're to catch one, but they are difficult to catch.
No. Well, quietly try to sneak up, and I have my bow on me too, don't I?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I will quietly sneak up and grab an arrow and try to lock in and take a shot.
Take the shot.
Take the shot. 7.
As you draw back the bow, to drop with the arrow, the knocked arrow, you aim, and you feel this confidence in you from all your teachings, all your training, everything like that. But as you release the arrow, it feels like the wind on this mountain, the snow, everything around you has picked up a little bit and tilted your bow just enough that when the arrow flies, it soars just past the ears of the burrow beast. It gets up, it raises its head in surprise, spots you, and digs into the ground and is gone within a heartbeat. You have missed.
There's still rabbits around?
After that, everything is scattered in your
Well,
vicinity.
there goes our food.
So
We'll come across something later.
I knew I should have packed up food with me on our trip up.
yeah, maybe. All right. As you guys pack up your camp and you're getting ready to leave out, getting closer to this little ridge that goes up even further, it looks like as you're looking up, you can see there's a tree or two along the pathway that jets out the center, as if like these trees have tried to grow in this little cavern that goes that ascends the mountain. And as you're climbing through, you do notice that you're catching little areas where you're able to push yourself past. Some areas where it's quite thin, quite skinny, and you have to turn sideways and kind of like shimmy your way through. But you do manage to get through for the most part unscathed. Little scrape here, tiny cut there. Nothing too dangerous to warrant having to look at or address. But it does take its toll that you are climbing through the mountains, something that none of you really have done that much before. This is not a common thing for any of you at your young age. The one thing that keeps popping into your mind, Hawthor, is you have heard stories of the Yeti being from Dunewood, and Dunewood being so close to Olderholt. You haven't really heard much. You've heard like the simple whisperings. A lot of the stuff that you've heard in Frostwood Inn would be the same stuff that you've kind of like garnered, but it's never been something to really pay attention to because, like most of the beasts that live in Umberfell, legends are legends, you know, and that's how most people perceive most of these tales, as just legends. But yeah, you have this nerve about you as you're heading up specifically. You do, however, manage to get through the last bits of this second cavern. It's been a solid 5 or 6 hours as you've been pushing up because the snow is getting deeper. You are struggling a little bit more to get through to where you need to be. But as you break through this cavern, you do get to another plateau. You have no clue on how high you are up in these mountains anymore. The last time you had any indication, you had solidly reached a good 400 or 500 feet up. The air is getting a little thinner. It does feel like there are moments where you have to take a moment to catch your breath because it feels like you can't breathe. As you break free from this last cavern, this second cavern, and you get onto another plateau, off in the distance you can see mists, you can see clouds surrounding something. You can see ash wings flocking north. You can see what looks like swaying pines in a valley off to the right, northeast a little bit. And the one thing that is unmistakably clear is from those mists that you can see so far off, these two silhouetting towers that break the cloud bank. Just like the visions you've had, just like the dreams you've been having, you recognize exactly where you're standing. You can tell that you've been to this place in those dreams. You can tell that this is where you've stood here. You've looked at this exact place multiple times. You feel some sort of like peacefulness that you've managed to make it this far. But then you hear it again, and it's louder this time. Boom. Boom. It's still calling to you. It's still drawing you forward.
Yeah, I hear that. I guess this is the place where we were dreaming of.
Is there anything else like around? Is it just the mist and clouds?
So basically what has happened is you've broken up onto a plateau that is like an opening through the cavern walls of the mountains. You've, on either side of you, there are trees that are like lining the sides of the mountains, spanning out to the left and right. In front of you is like a big open, like vast scenery. Ahead of you you can see more peaks to the Arendor Mountains. You can see little tips pointing out from a cloud bank down below, and far off in the distance, I'm talking far, like it looks, you can see it, but it definitely looks like it's another day or two travel from where you are right now. In that distance, you can see it looks like there's mist and clouds surrounding this one mountain, but breaking through the top of those clouds and those mists are two silhouetting towers that are built into the side of the mountain. This mountain goes up so high that there's another cloud bank up top that surrounds the top of it, and you can't see. And off to the northeast, which is just further off to the right, you see a smaller valley that does dip down below, full of pines, full of trees, just as far as the eye can see. And it definitely, like I said, in your dreams, you've seen this place before. You've dreamt of this exact spot that you're standing, this exact site that you're seeing. You've seen it before. You know where you are. You feel like you've been here. And there's just a little way further until you might find out what has been calling you to this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we'll end it tonight.
Damn.
End of the session.
Damn.
So, what did you guys think?
I like that. I like how it's starting. I definitely like the whole like Yeti being like that. How I'm taking it is like almost like a prophet like thing so far. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, cool.
I was a little worried when you told him when I spoke up right away to grab his hand. I'm like, oh my god, if my character dies here, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Hey, the
I was
dice
like, oh,
roll.
maybe I shouldn't have said anything
The
right
dice
away. I was
roll.
like,
To be honest, dude, I'm not making the DCs very high because you have no bonuses, right? If I made them super high, that'd be rude a little bit. So the DCs aren't very high right now, but there are DCs. Like if you had rolled if you'd roll a 2 when trying to jump, that could have like ended badly.
Yeah, I was thinking even too, like when I was going to reach to grab Hathor, I was like, oh man, if my guy reaches and falls here, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Like there's always secondary
Just clunks your
rolls.
head a little, it's all good.
Yeah.
Just got a little
Like-
noggin boost.
There's always secondary rolls that can expand on certain things, right? Like I'm not just gonna be like, oh, you fall, you die. You know, there's always a way, right? Unfortunately, my boy rolled a 2. So he was just hanging on, and then with the, I think it was a 7 you rolled there, Ruben.
Yeah.
You weren't reaching him in time. So
Yeah.
like it was
I was
just like
happy with that
not
20.
enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the nat 20 came in big, swinging big right there. That's always fun. Gotta love those nat 20s. First one of the campaign. Gotta love it, man. First one of the campaign. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro. I know there's a lot of talking in that one, but the more we go on, the more people will start to open up and role play a little bit more, which will be a lot of fun, a lot of interesting, a lot of enjoyment out of that. And then we'll get into it a little bit more. And yeah, so thank you all for joining us tonight. Twitch and YouTube. We really do appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button on either one of them. And I'm not telling you to subscribe to the channel, or you can subscribe to the channel. You know, give me Jeff Bezos' money. Use your Prime subscription. It's free every month. Come on, do it. But we appreciate you guys coming out. This is going to be a thing every Tuesday. As of right now, we are going to be streaming this campaign every Tuesday. So if you want to see where Orlena, Zammy, and Hothar make it to see if they make it to the next leg of their journey to find what has been calling them to the Endor Mountains, the Arendor Mountain. I gotta change the damn names of these towns, man. I did it to myself. I swear. Alderholt. Why would I name something Alderholt? You know what I mean? Like, Ladderholt would have been freaking better. It's the A at the beginning. It's my fault. That's what happens when you create a world, man. You create some cool looking names that you think would be a lot of fun to have, and then you just absolutely shit on the bed when you fucking pronounce them. Can't pronounce them or shit. That's my fault. Anyways,
You did a great job, though.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I can't wait to keep doing this every Tuesday night. So if you guys want to watch along or follow along and have yourself some fun, yeah, you know what to do. It's that simple. All right. Now,